for the last 6 hours. We should be back. We saw the first blood. Go ahead.
Okay, there we go. We got the first blood down there. Fortress taking out Catherine, then Koshka taking out Vox. So we've got a 1-for-1 trade, but House of Batiatis is trying to follow in, get the kill. Taka managed Takaku away, and Fortress with him managing to get away, so they're safe. And Gibbs having to recall the home, and Mixie just going back to shop. So missed the first engage of the match there. Sorry about that, guys. We just had a little bit of technical difficulties. Don John's been streaming all day, so
yeah, I think my machine just like overheated a bit too. Like I streamed literally a 4.5 hours straight on it, and then just a 2 or 3 hours break. So sorry for the inconvenience, but we are back. It should be fine. It is looking all green on my side. Sorry for that little rip. We have 2 viewers. I think that is not the right amount, but we do see a team fight. Gibbs is bleeding. He's trying to get out. We do see, by the way, 1v1. Gibbs nearly dying. He's still bleeding. He might die. No, Halcyon Potion keeping him safe and sound.
So good job, Gibbs, getting away there, but definitely, you know, that's what I was talking about in the beginning, that Fortress and Taka can, you know, push really hard early game. And of course, we see Gibbs already going defensive instead of offensive, so he's not able to do too much in the face in this as far as damage goes, but will be able to keep himself alive fairly well.
How did Flash X get so deep into the enemy jungle? I just saw him backporting from back there. I didn't capture why he went so big.
I didn't see him moving over there, and I'm not too sure, but it looks like we have.
Ooh, Gibbs might get killed here. Yep. No, he should be fine. Just taking some farm, which is smart on their side, leaving a scout trap as well, so they know when they are leaving that side of the jungle. Some scout traps still around here. Mixie might run right into one of it. It's a 2v2 so far. Skitters is joining in, and it's a perfect pick onto Pets. And Pate actually, and Flash X is now the next target. He's getting kite, and Mixie is still alive. The scout trap is getting popped. Mixie is falling. Gibbs is jumping into the scout trap, but Fly Solo, he's also getting low by his scout trap. And somehow Gibbs did not follow up and getting the damage from the scout trap. But what?
They did manage to get the kill on Catherine. She tried to
Fly Solo would die out of the reflection out of that. Sorry.
Yeah, I definitely thought he was a goner too, but I also I figured Catherine would go down, but I figured taking Taka with her. So really, a lot of luck there on that Storm Guard. I thought Skits was going to do too much to Catherine as well. And so now everyone back to farm, and we've got Vox back up in the lane, and we've got Mixie pulling pretty far ahead so far compared to Skits. We've got 32 creep score compared to 21. Kills though, really close right now. Gold's still very close. And that's a lot because we've seen Fly Solo and Pate going into the enemy jungle quite a bit and getting a little bit of farm from them. Not too much so far, but as we can see by the gold difference, which perfectly even right now.
Yay, that's true.
So,
and oh, wow, I forgot. Oh, I was going to ask you because you mentioned Gibbs is a main on Koshka, right?
I don't know if these days he is. I've seen him on a lot of Kroll in the tournaments.
Did a nice pick there.
But I do know back a while ago he was a Koshka main, so he's very experienced.
Let me capture that for a second, because it looked like in Mercy's pursuit coming in that there's a scout trap killing. In the end, Mixie, I thought he would survive it for a second, but Gibbs is looking for the pick. He's getting paid down as well. It's a 4v4. Gold is not slightly even as it was before. Fly Solo's getting his Kaku. Yeah, I thought so. Getting safe and sound out of there, but he's walking back, getting just farm. I thought for a second he wants to jump on Gibbs. Not a smart idea with the Mercy's pursuit guarding him.
No, it isn't. Kosh can really hurt, and it looks like Gibbs picking up a crystal infusion. I think he's gearing up towards a gold mine fight, because, you know, 7 minutes, gold mine's getting really close to full. We see a mine going out there from Flash X, and they're probably going to wait till they can get a good moment, get 1 or 2 of golden warriors down, and then go and grab that gold mine. And as far as what else I'm seeing, we got standard builds going out. Looks like we've got Fortress building towards a Crucible first with boots and an Iron Guard. Ooh, we got a fight going on here.
Yeah, the wait for it coming in. Fly Solo is getting a lot of damage. He should fall in the end to the Drilling Silver. No, it's actually the Storm Guard which is reflexing from Flash X into his face, dying out of that. It's just a 1 kill. I thought for a second they might end up acing them, and Pate still not backporting. Gibbs also quite lowish. I think he ran into a
scout trap in the jungle, and he was going to try to get their farm, and then decided at the last second, nope, I took that. I've got to back out and go port back home. So, good mines placement though. We've got not too much vision left though for Team Golden Warrior, but House of Batiatus has theirs out there, you know, protecting their own jungle from those invades that were happening earlier.
We do have a question about the bans. 3 Quick Medic is asking for the entire stream. We had Golden Warriors banning Fortress, on the other side House of Batiatus banned Koshka, so you can write that in your capture books, whomever is capturing bans all over the place. Goldminer is digging, Goldminer is full. I'm not quite sure. Did you ask me a question? Because I picked that randomly up there in the middle of your sentence.
Oh, no, that's okay. What I was saying, I was going to make a comment that, you know, I was saying that we need to see a fight for the gold mine, and Batiatus
is slightly off there with the Yami getting frenzy. Thought they're getting skids. No, it's fine. Okay, Expert doing in the wait for it from both sides coming around. Ed and Eddie coming in as well. The Blastormer is in the end killing Skids, so he's falling to that ambush in the end, but Pate's looking for the pick. Gibbs is jumping back in, he's using Trilling Silver, but there's a Merciless Pursuit into Fly Solo. Fly Solo should fall, but he's using a Chitin. Is he getting... No, he's not getting picked up. There's no extra, so you know Yummy Cat and Frenzy, and Gibbs is not looking for a death under the turret, but now they want to get the gold mine, and that's 900 additional gold for the entire team of Team House of Batiatus. Is it getting stolen? No, but the perfect Merciless Pursuit into Fly Solo. Fly Solo is getting away. The Chitin is really important for Taka especially.
Yes, it is. And, you know, that was a perfect Merciless Pursuit. Just went in and grabbed him real quick, and he was like, no, we've got to just Kaku and get out of here. He's too low to try to get that fight, especially once the gold mine was down. I think he was hoping to get there quick enough to try to take it himself, but did not happen. I will say we see infusions up already. Koshka and Taka both have a crystal and weapon infusion respectively, and we've got, as far as builds go, I was getting into those before, we got Fortress with a Crucible first. Interesting. We usually see a lot of Fortresses go the Fountain first. And of course, Catherine on the opposing side with that Fountain first that we usually see the supports getting most matches. We got Vox. We've got Vox on Golden Warrior's side going for the Sorrow Blade, getting that attack speed blazing.
And the Yummy Cat and Fancy at the wait for it on top, coming into Skids. Skids should fall in the end. He is Skips as well. We saw the mortal wound, the burst damage coming in. Pate is somehow still surviving. Oh, double scout traps. Fly Solo. His Chitin, his Kaku is up in just now, but well, you're dead. You could pull the box, but it wouldn't help.
Yeah, so it's, at a certain point, that box really can't do much.
No, not if you're lying on the ground and you're already dead for the next couple of seconds. Nope.
So it looks like right now a slight lead for House of Batiatus. They're up 3 kills, up 2,000 gold, and
Pate going back in again and nearly dying. We do so. Mixi getting that. I mean, you see the attack speed, the Blazing Salve onto Skitters. So Skitters. I always think about falling skies. That's like the Skitters, and that's something I'm confusing at the moment. So Skids or Skittles.
Skittles, nice. let's call them Skittles.
Oh, I like those. Let's get back to the topic. I'm sorry, I'm flying everywhere, and just not about topic on the fall right now. So. Oh
no, that's fine.
So you mentioned that you think that the Koshka is going to make it. Is it just because of the Koshka? I strongly believe it's because of the double stun possibility.
Yeah, I think definitely the double stun has a part of it, and I think that's why I was saying at late game that Koshka is going to be really important. She, an additional lockdown with Catherine's Merciless Pursuit, plus the fact can really negate attack of the pack very quickly with Twirly Death. You hit all 3 of those wolves if you're close enough together. That takes 1 hit off each of them. And then, of course, Bracina Goldmine getting the minion candy now help prevent the other team from taking it.
Side swap, roaming, just clockworks going all around the Kraken pit. One more time, all around the Kraken pit.
Taking mines all over the place, setting off all the mines that Batiatus had set up there.
Okay, I'm testing some things. I'm saying now they are called scout traps. Let's see what you're doing the last time of the stream. Blast Thermite coming in, wait for it as well, but Skitters solo, paid as well. Fly Solo is just jumping, reflex blocking the Yummy Catnip Frenzy, but this is going to be an ace since Flashy is getting the kill in the end. Turret will fall, and Gold Miner is not going to pay out soon, but it will still be in the hands of Team House of Potatoes.
Yeah, I don't see that Golden Warrior is able to get there and get it in time and fight off Batiatus, especially now that they took 2 turrets with that ace. Not too long of an ace either. And they just managed to destroy it down. That Aftershock, of course, on Koshka really strong, just because of how her abilities works. And then we've got infusions up both on Mixi and Koshka. So they were able to just tear through both those. Now they're just waiting for a fight to happen at Gold Mine. You know, they want to defend their Gold Mine, keep the Golden Warriors from getting any closer in gold, and that lead for the gold is just expanding every minute. You know, it was only just about 2-3 minutes ago, there was only a 2,000-3,000 lead. Now we're up to 4, nearly.
Flashik is just face-checking there into the entire team of Golden Warrior, and they are just all getting killed afterwards because the wait for it is so strong, and then it's a triple kill for Mixi. He is unstoppable. If he would be on CS right now, I would get like a sound from the God perspective just saying unstoppable. Because
yeah.
There is just no chance to hold him in a cage at the moment. And
another turret.
Easily picked up. Goldmine paid out as well. They're going to get the minion, are they? No? What?
No, it looks like they just want to take some farm from them. They saw it spawn back up. Looks like they're not going for the healing one. But now it looks like they're probably going to wait for the Kraken.
The minion mine is already in their hand. I tried to figure you couldn't see it because the Gibbs' little avatar was still on top of it.
Over it.
So why pick a minion miner if it's already yours?
Yeah, you know, well, sometimes you want to make sure it's yours. That's all they were doing.
I wonder though, what is he actually picking there? Because both minion miners are picking into Crystal, just to talk about off topic. And that Crystal that they are earning for their team is somehow boosting the minions in lane. It reminds me a bit of Kryptonite from Superman. Is that what it is?
Well, the Kryptonite's the one that weakens Superman.
Oh, so it's maybe the counter of Kryptonite is also green, right?
Yes.
So it's maybe the other side of Kryptonite. So it's maybe Crystal.
The one that makes you stronger.
Never mind. We do see another double kill coming in from Mixi. Mixi might even follow up with a 3rd kill. Yummy Catnip Frenzy coming in. We'll see if he is able to pick up the kill. He's not even caring about it, but it's a triple kill for him as well. And that's like 6 kills in a row. That would be like a hat-trick in soccer, and they will finish up this game so fast. There are just 9 seconds on the on the death timers, but it doesn't matter. Just destroy that Crystal.
Yeah, they're not even up when the vein was destroyed. They, in such a short ace, 15 minutes isn't very long on that ace duration. They were managed to rush in and then get 2 turrets and shatter the vein before that happened. Before any of them came back up. So that was a really efficient move by them, just rushing in, pressing the advantage once they had it, and were able to close it out really quickly. I actually didn't think that was going to happen until I saw that 2nd turret go down. So we got 5-17 here in favor of House of Batiatus, who of course took the game. As far as build goes, I'm really surprised, you know, about Fortress. Like I said earlier, no Fountain on Fortress. Outside of that, we've got fairly standard Skits and Fly Solo both picked up a reflex block because, you know, as we were talking about stuns, they have the double stun, they have Catherine, they have Koshka, lots of stuns going out, and they need something to protect themselves, even though Fortress has that Crucible to help them already. On the other side, you've got Catherine, Fountain, of course, that was her first item. You know, strong choice. Strongest choice you can have right now, in my opinion. Because it's, you know, team-wide, and we saw, especially in that last match, how effective a Fountain can be. It can just take you up from nothing to everything, you know, and be able, or I'm sorry, not last match, 2 matches ago.
Which match are you referring to?
The first match of the night.
Pink Unicorn against...
Pink Unicorn versus Gangstars.
Yes.
In that match, we saw the power of a Fountain, so...
Especially really because they could not get... No, that was also Fusion. We had that actually on Fusion as well. That's what I am remembering right now.
It wasn't as pronounced on the Fusion match, I don't think.
Okay.
I think there were a lot of plays that were made, especially the Gangstar's Pink Unicorn Brigade, that last team fight where they aced them under the 2 turrets
Yes.
with help of that fountain, which is what
Well, it
rose
was
them back up.
in very closer match compared to Fusion
Yeah.
versus Horizon. Just to recap, guys, let's jump back into the caster scene, and we are going to see, besides exception on my left or on you guys' side's right, we saw actually Gangsters winning, and Gangster Series are moving on into the finals from tomorrow. Pink Unicorns Brigade still have a shot. They will play their match, their second semifinal actually tomorrow as well. We do have Fusion moving on against Horizon, and we had Golden Warriors just losing to House of Bateros in a 5-17, 15 minutes, 51 seconds.
Very, very quick game there too.
We had 21 minutes in the first one.
Yeah,
yes.
21 minutes for the first game was extremely long, and a really great match there. But these other ones have been a little quicker. So what do we have to look forward to? It looks like we have Lucky 13 versus Fusion next.
Yes, so Fusion already played. As I mentioned, we had old school Fuji and Rect playing Vox, Glaive, and Fortress. So we might see that again. That is depending on the players and what they are actually banning. So looking forward for Fusion against Lucky 13. We are perfect. I love to look down. Like, I'm always, after a match, looking down to the right side of my bottom right side to see what time it is. And I see like, oh, 1 minute before half. That is perfect.
Perfect timing. So I'm trying to get in touch with them right now, see who's going to be making our party for the next one. So let me try to get that for us. So I don't think I have many of the Lucky 13 guys on my list. I'm going to go ahead and add them. There we go. Fuji's making the party.
Ooh, the party is starting with Fuji. There we go. So we do have the higher seed for team...
Lucky 13.
Yes, there we go.
Lucky 13. Fuji's got it set up right.
Always. Let's give him a shout out, because that is something I am capturing from the very first time I casted a team where Fuji played Nemesis Domamis, or Collab, or Team Fusion now. A lot of teams, bro. You need to figure which you wanted to stay in to say that on the other side. But always on point, always in time, and always the right setup. So really great guy.
Very, very professional player. Very professional.
You need to say that. That is just something he really earned, and I agree on that. And that's why I also like that they're actually inviting him to the lair a couple of times. I mean, he's living near, and I like that they are pulling his knowledge as a Vainglorious player into the game.
And it's great to know that we have someone like him on the inside with the developers, talking with them and seeing that, on those dev streams, when he managed to stop in on a Friday and be there.
I feel represented, basically. I mean, I'm not that high tier, but I mean, still, I feel that he is representing the higher skill tier is really good for the competitive scene. So, yeah.
Yeah, and definitely. And, of course, with what we're doing right here, we're definitely interested in the competitive scene of the game. Even if we might not be those Vainglorious players ourselves.
A bit, yeah. No, someone is asking 1:30 a.m. for me here, 1:31. And we are waiting, I believe, on either... And you can probably hear it in my voice. I at least get the feeling that it's going to crack soonish. We might see, I think, old school... Oh, there we go. It's already full. I looked up and he's already in there.
And WK Medic's asking, where is Small Child? Small Child is taking a nap right now.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he got a little tired this afternoon. Fortress banned from Team Lucky 13, and we're waiting on...
spelling the full name.
We're not even going the full name. Fort.
We are banning Fort. That's a car.
Double Fortress ban. This time, we can Fort, and then we ban Fortress. Fuji, so we've got both bans out.
It's the second time for Fusion banning Fortress.
Yeah, they banned Fortress.
No, I mean, they banned it versus Horizon as well.
Yeah. Sorry, that was their second ban on that. So it looks like they don't want to face against a Fortress too much.
I like how Baluga just said good luck and then me too. Sorry. The little things. Yeah, come on, guys. It's enough with good luck and have fun. Just start it already.
Yeah.
He did that earlier today on the match that was at way earlier today in the line chat that we had set up for that match.
Yes.
He's like, "Good luck," and then to me too. It was
Oh,
great fun.
autocorrect was getting me there, of course. I was saying good luck to them, and I kept saying go. That keyboard problem that we've been having a little bit.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone else has that, but I can't see what I'm typing.
That's iPad issue, yeah.
Yeah.
I
and
don't
you're, of
have
course,
that on the
used to
Shield, but
Lucky.
but I do have the normal issue if I'm typing. It's just sometimes if I'm typing too much, whoop, restart.
Ooh, that's not good.
Full
So
pick.
it looks like we got full pick on Team Lucky 13, waiting on Fusion to get theirs in, and should have that soon from them. See Softlock's interesting choices they're making.
And
Wonder if that's
Mhm.
isn't that's I'm just wondering if that's what they're gonna go with. Of course, I don't want to give anything away since we're live and there's only about a 15-second delay.
Yes,
So
just to address that about the delay. For tomorrow, it is pretty much set in stone that we are streaming with probably a 2 to 3 minute delay, because the stakes are really, really high for tomorrow, and even higher than for today already. And we might do that for tomorrow, and maybe for the entire future.
And we've got picks locked in. We've got a Jewel, Catherine, and Koshka on Team Lucky 13, and we've got a Glaive, Catherine, Vox on Team Fusion. So, in Fuji pulling out that prehistoric Glaive Tier 2 skin again. And like you were saying, so intimidating. Oh wait, he used the Tier 1 last time, actually. So he's using the Tier 2 this time. So he decided, to up his game. He said, this match is,
I didn't need Tier 2 for the match before, so let's do it this time. That's probably what he thought. That's what Glaive would say. Yeah.
That is what Glaive would think. Fuji, I don't think he would say that, because what I get from him, he's the type of player that goes 100% every match he plays. Yeah, and takes every one of them seriously. A nice rocket leap though into Fuji and Rekt, getting a double stun off there. Fuji getting really low, and afterburning over the wall to get away.
Beautiful. And,
wonderful play by Fuji.
Just to say that, I sometimes have a feeling that Glaive is a kind of a troll as a hero. I mean, it feels like it, doesn't it? I mean, sometimes.
I think that's kind of how they've got him across in the lore. Sugar Venom, of course, doing an awesome job with that, and just one of those things
always. Beautiful job. Always love to read those. And I'm not even kidding, and I'm not a guy who's reading a lot. So.
The Sugar Venom lores, yeah, the wonderful things she does. And I think one of the things that I've heard mentioned was, of course, in the lore that Glaive ripped off Ringo's arm.
Yes, he ripped off Reason.
Yes, I think. Yeah. Oh, no, Faith.
Faith, and he has just Reason.
Faith.
Yeah, right. He lost Faith. That makes more sense.
He lost Faith.
And now he has Reason.
And now he has Reason, but it was kind of commented that Glaive doesn't even remember that.
Oh, I did that. Might be.
Like, it was like he wouldn't even remember Ringo. Was part of what they explained about that. I don't remember if that was in the lore itself or something that they'd said Sugar Venom or one of the other devs on the official stream, but I've heard that from them before. So we've got a little bit of farm going on right now, keeping things fairly even. Slight goal difference, but that's so little in the scheme of things in the beginning of the game that changes so rapidly. But aside from that initial engage, we haven't seen too much action, just a little bit of poke back and forth between Vox and Jewel, and of course we've got Jewel with that Book of Eulogies able to sustain really well because she gets the melee component of that heal from it.
So they mixed out of the Vox Glaive Fortress. They banned Fortress out of it this time. Probably, well, they got it banned so they couldn't pick it again. Fusion. And they pushed in Catherine. And to be honest, with the knowledge of not having a Fortress in the enemy team, I really enjoy Vox Glaive Catherine.
That'll definitely be a really good lockdown comp, a really good chase. Fuji able to go in, get an afterburn from a distance, knock someone in. Vox able to beat them up, close any distance he needs to with the sonic zoom to chase anyone getting away, and of course Catherine with Merciless Pursuit. We've been singing the praises of Merciless Pursuit all night, I feel.
Yes.
So
I mean, double fortress ban had been a while, probably all back into the ESL.
yeah, I haven't seen a double fortress in a while. We've been seeing a lot of varied bans, and the one thing I like about the varied bans is that when you're seeing more than just Scarf Jewel, which we saw for a while, we know that the game's in a much more balanced place, in my opinion.
I mean, I remember the time casting ESL and like asking, "What is the ban?" And even people responded like, Why are you even asking? You totally know that we are going to ban Scarf."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, I mean, it's my duty. I need to, but guys,
You knew it was happening.
I knew it like before you even started joining this party." So, yeah.
And on the very rare occasions, because it did happen that Scarf wasn't banned a few times, you'd immediately see a Scarf pick go up.
Insta-locked, yeah.
Almost every time. I think there might have been once that I remember seeing a Scarf not get banned and then not picked. But yeah, definitely nice to see varying bans. That's the major point. So it looks like we had not too much going on here. No more fights have started yet. A lot of vision going out from Team Fusion. They've got all those bushes mined up there. Jungle bush, their tri-bush, and there we go. Catherine walking right into the whole enemy team,
but getting
stepping on a mine.
zero damage out of it. So that's like 150 gold. Didn't quite capture how many scout traps actually got popped there by Rain Zero, but still, that's like gold for nothing. And I believe that's normally not the style I would have guessed Fusion would go for, like stack scout traps so near to each other, probably because they wanted to bait someone into that and do a team fight in it. So that would make sense, because normally I have a feeling they are using scout traps more frequently for a good amount of vision, and now they're actually picking up a gold miner like 1 minute 18 seconds into it, and the enemy team, they're just lurking in lane. They don't even know about that gold miner getting picked.
But it's already gone.
Yep.
And stepping on mines on their way and just backing off. So, and I think it was 2 mines that were down there, and that could have just been them, trying to stack them up, trying to bait someone in, which they did. But I will say, on Rain Zero's part, the quick reaction once she saw what was going on, of the merciless pursuit to escape and not take the damage from the mines, was really good. So, got to give him a lot of credit for that one. Not many players can react that quickly and do the smart thing and just get out. Not even tried to go and connect the stun, just immediately out. Which, one thing I see is a lot of people do, they'll try to go in for the, go in, run away a little, go back, get the stun, and then walk away. Which sometimes hurts you more than it helps. Especially if you've got a whole team there.
Yeah. So it is actually a crystal jewel, I believe, after we had the last jewel in the matchup between Horizon and Fusion. Actually also this time it is against Fusion again, a jewel.
Yeah, against Fusion
but
again.
But this time it is a crystal jewel, and not especially, actually it's not too easy to hit that one. So the blue big red button, that's how I would like to call it, since it's actually the crystal big red button. And old school, not an easy target. Wrecked, no one you want to hit, especially with.
Yeah, you don't want to hit Wrecked with that. It can do a lot back to you. But I will say T-Tigers shouldn't have too hard of a time hitting it off with both Catherine and Koshka. If they can get a nice lockdown on 2 members, and preferably Fuji and old school, if they can get both of them locked down.
There it is, it might follow up in a second. The Rocket Leap is coming in, there's a big red button, you just mentioned, but Fuji is barely jumping backwards out of it, getting a double kill, and is doing a beautiful job with just kiting perfectly with an afterburn. You need to have that reaction after getting Merciless Pursued and not Core Collapsed, and Yummy Cat and Frenzied, to get the chance, the trigger finger, to push your afterburn, because that's not just one click. That's click the ability and go on that's like 2 clicks. That you need to have that's a ridiculous reaction.
Reaction. Yeah, definitely good job on his part. And yeah, that's exactly what I was saying needed to happen. Unfortunately, still early game, level 1 big red button. Not too powerful with just a Shadow Glass behind it. I mean, a Shadow Glass behind it, yes, it's a lot of damage, but the level 1 isn't when Jules gonna peak with that big red button. It's going to be, you need to get that, that level 3 on the big red button, and that's when it really starts to shine and can change team fights.
And
Go ahead.
especially, sorry, he is like, he just killed with this blood song 2 members of course 2 low members of the enemy team, Lucky 13, and he's only sitting on 1 weapon plate and a Swifty shooter.
Yeah, and well, remember the same thing happened. Nice blast.
Yeah, we don't need to comment that because that's an obviously face check you should not do, especially when you see that 3 members and no one is laning, that 3 members are in the bushes on their way, and that they have perfectly vision on the entire jungle, or as someone mentioned, forest. I believe Invitiaional said forest, and yeah.
I like it.
Me too. I just replied as he said forest. Well, it makes sense. There are some trees down there, so.
Yeah. Jungle, forest, it can be whatever you'd like it to be.
Yeah, Tiger is barely surviving here. Is juking old school a bit, but you
nice
should not do that because you're getting receipts instantly, just notched to your head. Do you saw that he was like thinking, well, like maybe I'm going jungle because I'm waiting until Catherine is there, but yeah, do that. Okay, I am in range now, so goodbye.
Sonic Zoom, have fun.
Do whatever you want to, but not those shenanigans with my Sonic Zoom. Goldmine is paying out as well in a second. That should be another big. Actually, it's now a gold lead. Before that, it was quite equal, and now we do have a quite good gold lead coming in for Team Fusion, doing a good job right now, looking really comfortable. And well, let's wait until Jewel. I always like to say that if we have a Crystal Jewel in the enemy team.
Yeah, you can't discount a Crystal Jewel because one good set of lockdowns from that team and a well-placed big red button, it can end things, can change, it can turn the tide of a game very quickly, and we've seen it way too many times on both VGL, ESL, where one big red button changes a game, turns it around.
Capture something in stream because I believe that Old School just dodged the damage out of a Pouncy Fun. Like, he got Pouncy Fun. I don't even know how that is possible, but basically he saw the Pouncy Fun coming in and Sonic zoomed backwards, and just basically what Beluga did, he Pouncy Fun midair. And Tiger is now in a bad spot. He's getting blast drums. Wait for it. He's jumping into the wait for it. The big red button. Somehow he's not affected by the wait for it. I don't know how that happened because he literally was in the box, but Beluga should go down as well. It's just Rain Zero, the last one alive. Rekt is trying to get the pick. Old School is coming in. A Sonic Zoom, 1 auto attack. It's a clean ace, a 0-7 lead for Team Fusion. They are knocking back the minion back to the turret and probably pushing it down now.
Yeah, and I think that the wait for it hit Jewel, is that what you were saying?
Yeah, but
he
he
still got off the big red button.
Hmm?
She was probably already in the wind up for it.
Yes.
If not, so I think sometimes the silence doesn't work if you already have the ability highlighted, even if you haven't targeted yet, and you're able to target it off and use it if you've already had it up.
That might be.
So it might have been just really quick fingers, getting off that big red button, at least touching it before, you know, after the Rocket Leap finish, before the silence was applied.
It at least looked like it because he had somehow the chance to cast it, so maybe the wind-up was already set after he landed. But for me it looked like, why is he big red buttoning? He should not be able, but that makes totally sense. And there's the Rocket Leap getting murked, is pursued by Rekt. That is so immense important because Fuji is getting low. He bit of overcommitted because Old School is not quite there yet, but the entire squad of Lucky 13 is on the run, and Fuji is just mounting over the wall, but Murk's pursuit should not be in range, using boots! In the end, getting it. And that looked quite funny because he was Murk's pursuing using boots and then just slamming the shield in the end.
Oh yeah, you can fly like that. I love it. Catherine's got a lot of gap close. I love throwing a Warhorn on Catherine. You can Warhorn into boots, into Merciless Pursuit, and catch up to anything.
Yeah, it's like flying solo on that shield.
Exactly. Fly solo. Why is that familiar?
Fly solo, the player.
Oh yeah, Team Smurf. Team Smurf.
Yes.
That's why. Okay. I was like, wait, where have I heard that today? So we got a Team Lucky 13 taking out some mines there, or scout traps rather, is what I believe you wanted to go with. The proper term.
I just tested, like, because the last time you said as soon as someone says scout traps instead of mining, because I'm always confused if someone says mining, because I'm feeling like it's not mining, it's scout trapping. I know that I did that wrong a couple of times, but I don't know, it just burned into my brain.
I think we have this conversation each time I get on with you, that we'll both just pick up on the other one and call it what the other one does.
Yeah.
And we'll get stuck into it until we notice it.
Yes. Okay. Fuji doing a wonderful job. I need to say that. I mean, I love the rush on the fountain. I believe the first time I ever heard that, always build a fountain on Fuji, not on Fuji. On Glaive. That was, I believe, Evil Andre, if that is his right in-game name, one of the devs.
Evil Andre.
I believe he's Evil Andre, not Ubel. And Old School getting Yummy Cat and Fancy, and then on top just jumped by TT Tigers using a big red button as well. It looks like a good trade. The first kill actually coming in for Lucky 13. Is that the comeback? Not quite sure. There's also a good amount of damage. And I believe just to finish Shadow Glass on the T-Tiger, so he has his big red button, not up for another minute. And looking though for another pick, I believe Fuji, he is sticking around for sure. Merc is pursuing out of the Rhine Zero, not quite sure why you're using that. But Beluga now has fun popping all those scouties down in the Kraken pit. Fuji looks like he wants to go in. And there it is, it's an afterburn. Merc's Pursuit will come in. Is it blocking it? Yeah, it's getting blocked by a nice reflex block, or it might be a crucible. Fuji should fall, but no, Old School, he's joining the team fight. He's rushing into T-Tigers, will be the first one to fall if he's able to connect. The Merc's Pursuit is coming in, and then T-Tigers in the end falls down to the hand of Catherine. Kraken is spawning as well. Rain Zero, he's on the run. No, Old School, he is done for now, but man, Fuji juggled that damage so nicely.
Yeah, he did, and perfect game so far. Fuji 3-0-3 right now, 8 kills out on their side, so he's been in most of the fights for it. But I will say that fight, Old School definitely getting in there changed that. They almost had Fuji, but Fuji was able to disengage enough once Old School got there and let him just get in. Then Fuji was able to get back close in case he was needed. And he really wasn't needed too much there, but smart plays by him. Definitely managing his life well, doing his best to keep himself alive, keep himself unfocused, and doing a really great job this game.
And I believe just popped a weapon infusion right there. We do have Old School coming in from the top. Fuji is just getting a bit of trades into T-Tigers. I believe T-Tigers just got a double infusion as well. Why don't backport if you're sitting on a double infusion? He is not agreeing with the bottleneck where they are trying to fight. That's a really odd position to fight, actually. Like, I never saw an entire team fight happening down there. It looks like that they are getting actually out-rotated. I like how Fuji, Old School, and Dragd are instantly roaming upwards. Fuji is trying to secure the gap, and they are all three backporting. Why not just go for the turret? They could easily push, and they're knocking at Beluga. Perfect. Oh yeah, Scout Trap. Obviously there's a Scout Trap. I mean, there are so many. What are the odds that there is not a Scout Trap? And Fuji, you can see that. He's walking into the... No, I thought for a second he wants to jump over it. He's always looking just to cut him off. And Beluga is running from left to right, left to right.
There's nothing Beluga can do here.
No, he's just stealing time, basically.
Yeah. Getting them away, looks like, so they can push down a turret. So, and of course they see Beluga going down and like, nope, we're not going to be able to get that in time. So, it was a good diversionary tactic there.
This game reminds me a bit... Pink Unicorn against Gangsters Sirius. We had actually Fusion. Well, if Fusion would be Gangsters Sirius, we actually had like Gangsters Sirius. Well, they were ahead.
A lot of cat and mouse.
Yeah, a lot of cat and mouse. That's true, and also a really like slow game with not a lot of kills.
No, yeah, only 10 kills at 17 minutes compared to 10 kills at 21. So that's not too big of a difference, honestly, from that game. I think at this point in the game they might have had 6 or 7 would have been where we were at. So a couple more, but yeah, they're being smart about when they engage, at least trying to.
Rocket Leap is coming in. The big red button is not hitting, just Old School barely, but he is meanwhile just melting the jungle carry of Team Lucky 13. And now they are running to the safetiness of the turrets, but I believe no Rain Zero should be fine. And now obviously Old School wants to go for the next kill, but he is getting a lot of damage out of the turrets. but Rekt did that perfectly to get the turret aggro from him. T-Tigers will fall! What? That is not even an auto attack. If Pulse would deal damage, that would kill him.
Yes. Now, one thing I mentioned during the game of Horizon versus Fusion, that and you mentioned this too, we were talking about this, that Fuji got a breaking point that game. And it really wasn't a ton of use. And you see this game, Fuji, instead of going for that breaking point, decided to go for that Sorrow Blade for the instant damage instead of that build-up of the breaking point.
But he's also going for more tanky in general. I mean, he's sitting on a Cruise and a Fountain. He is so tanky. We saw that a couple of times. Not scared of running into T-Tigers, Bulago, and Rain Zero alone. Beluga alone.
Yeah, he's definitely staying with his team. I mean, with the breaking point, he could honestly probably take on the team 3v1.
Okay, we just saw a wasted big red button up and lane. I don't know if you saw that, but that means that the hunt is on. And Old School, Rekt and Fuji, they probably want to go for it. Or maybe Fuji, yeah, it looks like, I'm just seeing the minimap, going to him now, finishing or starting Crack on their own. And big red button is not up. They obviously know that. The only chance for Team Lucky 13 to get Kraken down or somehow stolen is on cooldown, so they will secure that Kraken easily.
Yeah, and I can see them pushing this advantage and trying to end the game right now. A good ace here with the Kraken will be able to end this for Fusion.
And Fusions and Fusions, they look like they want to end it.
Yeah, I see an infusion up on Old School, and of course he's got a weapon infusion. Fuji has that weapon infusion also, so they're looking for a fight here with the Kraken.
There it is. Rain Zero might be a bit deep. He's getting Mercus Pursuit. The Crucible is not quite fast enough. Kraken is now hitting the second slap into the turret. Uncontested so far from Fuji, Rekt, and Old School. They are not fighting yet. Yummy Cat and Frenzy onto the Kraken actually, and Afterburn getting blocked. The big red button is really a good job, but man, it's just not good enough. I mean, that hit it really good, but no one
really...
we
saw Crucible go off too for the during the big red button. Really quick reflexes, and of course the Fountain going out too.
And I believe also in Stormguard banner out of Rekt. So that reflected quite heavily as well. Running into safetyness, running into a GG. Kraken is still alive. It's also a 21-minute game.
Very nice. Very nicely played by both sides. Of course, you know, that Fuji is really good on that glaive and did a lot of work. And of course, Old School, you know, excellent Vox play again. It's same as that last game, you know, excellent plays by both of those players. And of course, Rekt playing a good support. Catherine, I didn't feel Catherine had as much impact on this game as Fortress did on the last game we saw from Fusion, though.
I had the feeling that actually due to the double Fortress ban, the game got slowed down.
Definitely. Fortress is a very strong early game with that bite. It's basically, as I've heard mentioned, a level 1 aftershock when you have that bite. And without him, it slows down the pace of the early jungle invades. Of course, they both went Catherine. Catherine, not the best choice of heroes to go for an invade. And then Glaive, of course, a little bit weaker very early game compared to Koshka, so I don't think they wanted to push it too far there. But overall though, great game again from Fuji. Great game by Team Lucky 13. Really strong competitors this whole series. They've been taking it to them, and unfortunately now they're dropped out of the NA Cup. As far as builds, I think we're going over that throughout the game. Not too much to say there. We see the fountains out there. We've got 4 fountains in the match, and that helped a lot. Fuji get that one fight where he got 2v1 or 2v2 until Old School came in. Fountain helped save him there. We talked about Fuji's build, of course, going the Sorrow Blade instead of the Breaking Point, and then standard Jewel build finally managed to pick up that Broken Myth very near at the end.
And
anything?
No, nothing to add from my side. I'm looking forward for the last match for today. Not because it's the last match, it's because it's Gangsters Polaris again against House of Potatoes.
Very nice. Can't wait to see this one.
Oh yes. And last, I just looked down at my clock, and it's like 3 minutes before scheduled. Man, are we running good today?
Yeah, we're running great, even with that slight hiccup earlier. So let me see. I'm gonna send a message to Gibbs, ask who's starting the party.
Would be good stuff. And yep, that is actually, well, Gangsters Polaris, obviously, Xenotech, Loala, 420, Lumonic, hard carrying. On the other side of House of Potatoes, we do have Gibbs, Flash X, Mixi, Lady Wabish. Still never saw her playing on the House of Potatoes yet. They might wait until they're in the finals for the A game. I don't know. So it's interesting though. Gangsters Polaris, didn't they lose on the dev stream? Yes.
Yes, they did. That was yes. That was the match versus. Yeah. Now you're.
Yeah. Yes. I know.
I cannot remember who it was. Let me. I can look at the matches.
Maybe Wolfhands knows that.
Wolfhands, you happen to be here still?
I am. Ask that question again. I was updating things in the background.
Gangsters Polaris yesterday.
Oh, they played. Let me take a look at who they played. But it was a good match.
I could just click on it myself. Actually, it was against Pink Unicorn Brigade. Captured that?
Oh, yeah, that was Pink Unicorn.
Yeah, you can basically just check it by clicking on it.
Yes, they did. They were able to knock Pink Unicorn Brigade out. And prior to that, Pink Unicorn had actually been skating kind of through the winner's bracket.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, your mic's really bad right now, Wolfhands.
Your robo voice, Wolfhands.
I am getting a new mic very soon, so hopefully this will fix all of it.
Okay, thank you.
But Pink Unicorn Brigade, yeah, for real. Pink Unicorn Brigade were kind of skating through a lot of the winner's bracket, and then they got matched up with Gangstars Polaris, able to take them out. Before that, they did take out Horizon, but when they went up against Gangstars Sirius, which is their A team, yes, they got smited down to the losers bracket.
But that's like the latest point to get slided down. They got smited down in the winner bracket final, so they are sitting in the second semifinal already. They have a second shot, whomever is going to win against Fusion tomorrow.
Yes, so
either
they
against the Polaris or House of Potatoes. Yeah,
they're sitting very pretty right now on their Pink Unicorns. They just need to make it a little bit further, and they'll get into the finals.
And they still need to face Gangsters Sirius again.
Again, exactly. Yes. So that's going to be super interesting.
But that's a long way to go, because we do have the possibility of facing Fusion, House of Potatoes, or Gangsters Polaris. And oh my goodness, that are not no names. No, not at all.
No, looks like we're getting the team filled up here, and it looks like everyone's in the right position.
Okay, so we have the ban going in from Team A. Are you typing already?
I'm typing now.
Okay. So we can get that in as possible as fast as possible.
Autocorrect gets me every time.
Yeah, because you can't see if it's correcting or not. That's a blind autocorrect right there. Gangs get name change. What?
Yeah. They're calling me out for it in chat. Koshka band from Gangstars Polaris.
Koshka, okay.
Ooh, Flash X likes Tank Stars better.
Tank Stars. Let's call them Tank Stars, not Gangstars anymore.
Luminous not on the roster? Oh, it's Luminok on the roster?
Oh, that might be a misspelling.
Yeah, I think that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we just need the ban from House of Adiatas?
Okay, if that is... Oh, I thought it's a misspelling. He has 2 accounts. I don't know. Let's just ask, is that okay for both teams? Or needs he to log into the other one?
Okay, and looks like they just need a second to get their ban in order.
Okay, it's not a problem on my side because it's obviously probably a second account. But
Yeah.
if HOB House of Potatoes, if they are demanding him and saying no, we are not playing because it's basically a rule because he's not in the roster, then he is just switching accounts. But I think they are fine with it.
Yeah, I think they're fine with it because Gibbs did the invite himself.
Yeah.
So we've got a Jewel ban from House of Batiatus. So we've got a Koshka ban and a Jewel ban. No, we aren't demanding. Okay, and we got the game starting.
There we go. Let's see. So the what? That picked me off guard.
Yeah.
It took you a while, but
I didn't know what you were reacting to. I didn't want to give anything away. So.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah,
obviously.
I know exactly what you mean, and of course the viewers will see this in just a few seconds here. Once House of Batiatus finishes lock in, I'll talk about it.
How did Flash X lock in Ronan? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
where did
how
he
did he do that? So now that picks are locked in, Flash X locked in an Adagio very quickly, before anyone else actually had even really soft locked, from what I noticed. And
I hope that was not a mistake login, and I really hope he really thought about it, and that is going to be fun to see that.
And of course, Gibbs, like we've been saying too, back on Kroll, which is what we've been seeing a lot of him playing in these both VGL and ESL. Of course, on the other team, hard carrying Vox, Xenotech being the Taka, which I've seen a lot of Xenotech's Taka. Very, very great Taka plays from him. I was actually watching his stream the other night for a little bit and saw that. And Luminous, Catherine, of course, as we've been saying all night. Catherine, hasn't she been in every match at least on one of the teams all night?
If you want to, I can check that.
You don't need to check.
No. Let's do that. I like to grant the viewers those additional information.
Yeah. And of course, the only pick I didn't mention was Mixie with a Glaive, and we've been seeing Glaive a little. Fuji, of course, showing absolute dominance with Glaive tonight.
5 Catherines, so make the math. Of course, we saw in 5 matches.
So I think we saw 1 double Catherine.
Yes, and just in Lucky 13 versus Fusion, we saw Kath in Pink Unicorns versus Gangsters. In every match, yeah, you were totally right.
Yeah, every match we've seen a Catherine tonight, so Catherine definitely getting a comeback here.
Yeah, it's probably...
I remember back during ESL, someone, when bans were first implemented in ESL. Ooh, we got a fight happening here.
Yeah, hard carrying getting just a bit of pounded back by Mixi, but should be fine. Gibbs is following up. He has a good amount of damage, but his big guitar is not doing enough with the Spectral Smite to get hard carrying down. He's getting slow and low on himself. His Spectral Smite has a bit of CD left. And now back up. I don't know if they were looking for the next pick. Luminos, it seemed like he wants to connect and Merc his Basut. And man, I love to see that Adagio coming back, because that is probably, next to Scarf and Petal, someone we do not see really frequently. Like never.
Yeah, we saw him during ESL, Lost Boy Toff.
Yes.
Playing in Adagio, but not, again, yeah, that's one person. Definitely not a common pick.
But you can see why you should pick him, because of that beautiful slow. And that is why they got the first blood for Team House of Potatoes.
Yeah, and of course that slow turns into a stun with a well-placed First of Judgment later on. But as I was saying earlier, we've got Catherine in here, and Catherine during ESL, I remember when ESL first started implementing bans, which is right after the Scarf Dominance incident.
It was actually, we wanted to do that for the first one as well, but no one was quite sure, and after seeing what happened in the first one, we just said we need, I didn't say that, but that's what happened. So the second cup instantly started with it.
I just remember someone breaking down who was picked on matches that were shown live, and Catherine was one of the ones that wasn't picked at all during a couple rounds of ESL. So it's nice to see her come back and be seen in competitive play, of course, because the meta shifted since then.
Yeah, I do feel that Luminous might fall. That's not what I'm feeling, but that's what is happening right now. And he is falling, running back to his team. Xenotech is getting slowed by Gift of Fire so heavily, but he's somehow still alive. There's a Scout Trap popping, but no one of team Gangsters Polaris actually getting damage out of it. No, House of Batiatus would have ran into it.
Yeah, House of Batiatus was really low there, so they didn't want to go in. They might have been able to take Xenotech, but it probably would have cost them someone. So, smart move on their part not to engage, re-engage there and just back off. They got what they wanted, they got a kill out of it. My
question would be about the Catherine is obviously the same question about Celeste, actually. Because the Celeste is celebrating the same comeback at the moment. And as a Catherine, I do see why, and I do see the same in Celeste. It is, for me at least, the high stun potential.
Yeah, the stuns definitely are a game changer. And of course, Catherine with the additional, she's almost pure support. With that stun, the blast tremor for the silence, she can change a fight. A good engage with a silence can really put the enemy team on the defensive. And we've got a gank on hard carry.
He's just burning from the Gift of Fire. He is dying in the end to an auto attack of Mixi's glaive. And man, that's another clean pickup for them. And it's the second time they're getting hard carrying. So it seems easily ganked out of lane.
Yes.
Like a gangster is getting ganked from House of Batiatus.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for them. They're the gangsters. They should be, doing the reverse.
They can't counter gank maybe because they are not the tank stars.
Maybe not. But I will say is, of course, Adagio, like you thought it was a mistake for a second, but it's working out well. It really synergizes nice with the afterburn too, because Mixi can go ahead and just afterburn someone into Adagio, a Gift of Fire right there without having to get in position for it.
I want to see that play.
And that's actually what they did there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't mean Gift of Fire, but I want to see the afterburn pound into Inversive Judgment.
Oh, into a gift, into a verse.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That will happen. I can almost guarantee that it is going to happen in this match.
Okay. I always have a feeling like if people are playing Adagio, but he might get picked now because he's getting quite low. I can't really see his health bar, but he's using his boots to escape, healing perfectly, I believe, into Mixi, but Mixi needs to reflex block that reflex block. He jumped the gun on that a bit too early, but man, it's still they picked 1v1. It's super fine-ish, in my opinion, that they picked that kill and that he died out of just a reflex block or an fails use reflex block, or maybe just a bit too early used reflex block.
Yeah, a little bit too early. Of course, that one of the changes recently was reflex block only lasts a second now.
Yeah.
So things are a lot harder. For example, and this will help if Flash X, the Versa Judgment. You've got a lot. It used to be able to just throw up a reflex block pretty much any old point during that Versa Judgment and guarantee to get another.
Why is that? It's keep happening to him. Why is he? He's not even over.
It's not even that he was out.
No.
Yeah. It was just the afterburn. The afterburn into the slow.
But it's the third time. Why is there then no Scout Trap?
Yeah, that's definitely a good question. They've got one on their own side.
I mean, either you get the vision into it, or you are not staying that deep. But now Flash X is getting a bit low, but that's the tank Skino tag. You don't want to X-Retsu into him. I mean, he's just tanking, but still doing that slow is so immense. And I see so many Adagios coming back after this matchup. Another slow coming in. The Hell's Hurt from Hell's Hurt is coming in as well. But Mixi might fall again to the turret. This time he can reflex block it. And hard carrying and Luminos are somehow still living.
Yeah, that was a good escape. Stormguard, of course, is what kept Luminous alive there. And it looks like hard carrying Luminous coming in to try to see about the gold mine. And nope. Not quick enough.
Not happening. X-Ritsu into Flash X again by Xenotech. I don't know why he is going for the tanks. I mean, the problem is if he is doing that and if he is bouncing into that. Oh, he's getting Gibbs off guard. I thought he's backported already, but can he do that trade? I mean, Gibbs has no energy. I don't know if Xenotech as well, no energy. But still, I think that Gibbs had no chance actually winning that trade, especially with Luminos coming in and having a Mercus Pursuit and Blast Armor and her bubble up.
Yeah, probably.
Could have committed to that.
They could have committed. I think Xenotech decided not to. That call was probably made. He was like, no, I'm out of mana. He might not have even looked at Gibbs's mana. Or energy, rather. Yeah. And might not even notice that it could have happened. So they just didn't want to risk it. Plus, he had a lot of stacks up on him. At 8-9 stacks up there, I think. So, aside from that, though, nice gold mine there. Of course, they only lost Flash X for it. So that was a good trade in my book. And we're just seeing them go back to farm, and I'm waiting to see when the next fight's going to be. Gold mine is still not very full. I'm betting they're going to come up and try to get Vox again. Still no vision. Still no vision on either one of the bushes. They had it on their own.
I'm just waiting on the slow, by the way, but Flash X is not going so deep this time. And the problem for Xenotech, if he is running into Mixie Gibbs or Flash, that he is getting instantly slowed with the Gift of Fire, and that's a really good counter into Antaka, which is trying to jump in, get a quick auto attack, a quick X-Retsu, a quick Kaiden, and just Kaku out of it.
And then get you out, yeah. And of course Gibbs already with the Shiver Steel too.
Yes, and that's like really good in the hands for Mixi because he's on the breaking point already and the Barb Needle. So the sustain on this team, especially during team fights, is immense if they are not getting bursted. And now Xenotech is actually going for Gibbs, so he's trying to change it up, but there's a triple Verse of Judgment coming in. Luminos is actually stunned. The Blaze Stürmer is coming in from the behind. Hard carrying, he is just running, he can't do much. His carry is, his support is ditching him and is sitting on the other side. Flash X might just poke him a bit, but he's not really caring about that. Just get him out of lane, get him slowed a bit, and no, he can't really do anything. That turret is not, oh well, it might fall, depends if they're committing to it. That X-Retsu is up on Xenotech. He's using also his Kaku to get a bit faster into it, and Gibbs might get a lot of damage if he's, the X-Retsu would have
really
sealed
close.
the deal.
Yeah, really close to going down. And one thing I'll mention in the builds, worth saying because it's not something we've seen too much today, that House of Batiatus is going really heavy tank on everyone. They've got breaking points, of course, on Mixi and Gibbs, but you see a fountain being made from Mixi, a reflex block there. Adagio already has the fountain plus a reflex block, and Gibbs with the Shiver Steel in. An Oak Heart could be building into just about anything with the Oak Heart. So I'm looking forward to see what that is. But, and of course also the light armor on Gibbs already too. Because, again, Taka and Vox, and this is, same thing we've seen earlier, both weapon. It was another game with a different Taka and Vox, but same point stands. That they're going weapon, so going a little bit of armor, a lot easier to pick to defend against that if the whole team goes into one, whether red or blue.
Always the case, and Flash X is now the target again. I'm just waiting on the X-Retsu. There it is, the wait for it as well, but another time going for the tank. Gibbs is falling the first time, I believe. Yes, so it's a shutdown kill. It's giving a bit more of gold, and now they're picking the gold, and Michi is just using the Pound to arrest Luminos on the side a bit, but there's not much he can do about that gold miner getting picked. So in the end, not too bad of a move to get actually the focus on to Flash X by Xenotech. I mean, obviously you could see that he was just waiting until enough damage was dealt already into Flash X and then just jump in with the X-Ritsu and try to get the kill as fast as possible and then change target into Gibbs, burst him down. And this is really important for their team comp, especially against that sustain. They need to get burst damage and at least kill one member and then maybe retreat and then burst another time.
Yeah, and one of the things I'll mention there is when they went into that fight, House of Asiatis didn't have the Verse of Judgment up. Flash X, that was still down until just about the point where Flash X died. So he couldn't get that triple stun off. and that really made that fight go in the other direction and go towards Gangstar's Polaris. Overall, though, very even game right now. Despite the kill disadvantage, Gangstars does have the gold lead right now. They were able to get that gold mine and, you know, pull a little further ahead in the gold than House of Batiatus is.
Yeah, that's probably due to Xenotech farming a bit better there in the jungle than Gibbs is at the moment, and that's probably also due to because they are looking like, I have a feeling at least that House of Batiatus is looking more for the team fight so far because they feel the momentum is on their side. But we saw that Harkey, Luminos and Xenotech have the burst potential, and they just need to pick the right target and burst it down with all forces given, and need to see that actually Spectral's Might eventually, also Deadman's Rush, is not available for Gibbs. And then just somehow try to avoid the double breaking point and kill those carries as fast as possible.
Yeah, they
or
definitely,
don't let them stack one point.
Yeah,
or the other.
don't let them stack or kill them. Definitely what needs to happen here, because really that's the only damage they have on their team. You know, the Barb Needle and the extra salvo, or is that a swift shooter? That is just a swift shooter. The extra swift shooter, that's not anything. That's not bringing anything extra. So they're not doing much damage until those breakpoint stacks.
Yeah, and we do see an interesting thing. I don't know if I'm not quite sure if House of Batiatus is aware that their jungle is getting invaded. I don't think so. They are all retreating to lane. Do they want to push turret? No, I don't think they have the force for that. And interesting is that the good thing, and probably also the gold advantage, is coming out of that one turret fallen off for House of Batiatus, because they had the chance to push that after one good team fight. And now Flash X, he's going quite deep to slow hard carrying, and he's sitting in the perfect versus judgment position, and then the wait for it from behind from hard carrying, in my opinion a bit late coming in. The pawn perfectly hard carrying, he should fall, but Mixi, yo bro, the turret again, it's not your best friend, it will attack you as it did the couple of times already. And hard carrying did survive that.
Mixi has been making a lot of friends with turrets lately.
It is the point that he's doing that all over and all over again, and I'm not sure why actually. I mean, he is tanky, maybe even tankier than Flash X, but
yeah, it's never an excuse to go turret diving for that long. One of the things I'll see is, like, you know, take a hit, get out of range, let someone else
juggle it, as Fusion did that. They juggled the turret aggro perfectly. I mean, they gave it between all the time between Fuji and I need to take my notes to get
Old School and Wrecked.
Old School, yeah, there we go. Sorry, it's just too many names.
No problem.
And they did that really good. And I believe if Mixi would have maybe went in and then get further out a bit quicker to get maybe the focus then onto Flash X, he would have been able to get the kill.
Maybe. I definitely think it was a possibility they could have gotten the kill there.
Could have if, but didn't happen in the end. And it's so interesting that they are 6 kills ahead, but 2k gold behind. It can't not be all to the turret, because turret is giving obviously just 900, but it's also a big chunk of the gold coming in.
Yeah, the gold mine too, though.
Yeah.
The gold mine. They got the gold mine on Gangstar's Polaris and got the payout, I believe, at 15 minutes too. So they did actually take a good chunk of that gold mine that House of Batiatus had in the beginning of the game, but just didn't hold on to.
An interesting fact also, all over the matches today for North America, all those matches are getting slower and slower.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how long this one goes. We're at 17 minutes right now, and really, I can't call this game as far as who's gonna win.
Yeah, Verse of Judgment is getting actually blocked perfectly. Flash X should fall, but he's still alive. That should be a fountain and also a heal. He's using perfectly the attention again from Xenotech, and then Gibbs uses his Spectral's Might. It looks like that he is going to fall next, but he's regaining so good. His breaking point is that broke. Xenotech, you need to know, Mixi and Gibbs, both of them sitting on that breaking point, and you know that after a team fight which is taking longer than just 10 seconds, they are even just 5 seconds, it's stacking really, really fast.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we said that they were hoping on, or at least what I said they were hoping on happening later, is being able to tank it out enough where they can extend a team fight to get those breaking points. And even though it looked really bad, you were thinking Gibbs was about to go down, but in reality his breaking point was stacking up, giving him the opportunity to just finish off that fight and regain his health. So, you know, well played by Batiatas in that last team fight.
So we do have some question asked, or like something obvious throwing in there from Medic over Skype. He just like acknowledged, and something I did not thought about, to be honest, yet. Why are they actually playing that breaking point? I mean, obviously it looks like that Gibbs, due to the kills, and Flash X and Mixi are doing somehow the better rotation, I have a feeling, just playing it slightly better. But why not, though, go for easier and faster pickups with doing more damage with burst, like it's not burst, but going for a Solar Blade, for example, instead of that breaking point? And we do see that Mixi is struggling to get anything built besides the breaking point because he has all 5 slots up.
I'll be honest, I've not seen a team rely on 3 tanks and then 2 of them having breaking points. And I'm not sure why they're doing it. This might be something
it drags the game for them really, really deep.
It drags the game deep, and I think that's maybe what they're trying to do, get it to drag on to the point where, and you know, minute-long ace, pick up a minute-long ace, and then just finish the game off at that point. As you saw with that last ace, that was 2 turrets they managed to clean off.
Yeah, wait for it coming in though. Flash X, I don't know if they want to target, then there is a perfectly stun on the tank of team of Gangstars. But it looks like that Gibbs is going quite low, but don't forget the breaking points. They are now stacking, and the problem is also for Team House, not Team House of Batias, for the Team Gangsters, that they give them the chance to stack those breaking points. Obviously they are tanky, I know, but they are so reliable on those breaking points, and they are not dealing enough damage. You can see that it's not a lot of damage at the beginning of a fight for Glaive coming out. Obviously, if you're playing 1v3, or 3v2, it's obviously more, but still, the ace is coming in, it might be another 2 turrets, and it might be even a 21-minute game, because the death timers are pretty longish.
Now, one thing I will say is they were doing it smart there, is Catherine was pulling out a Stormguard very early, which I think was a bad move, because they were just ignoring that and using Catherine to stack up their breaking points, when really it didn't. You know, it wasn't reflecting anything back because they weren't up high enough yet, and allowed them to get a few stacks before going in and switching on to hard carrying and Xenotech. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to capture that, but what's the general thought? I mean,
my thought was just how good of a move that was, and Catherine wasting the Stormguard, which could have been saved better for later, once they have the stacks. You know, a lot of Catherines, what I see, and what I'm seeing Luminous do, is just pop that Stormguard when the fight starts. And then, of course, you have the use of the Stormguard, and then the cooldown after it's over. So you've got a lot of time between it, and, you know, the team fight's not that long, and then by the time your Stormguard comes off cooldown for the initial use, and it's not going to be too much use for you. Your team's going to be dead.
Yeah, so I wonder, yeah, they are probably going to finish this one off. Yeah, I don't see them dying as they are so tanky. Due to the turrets, I mean, they are there. There's a perfect Voice of Judgment coming in again. It's stunning, hard carrying, and Loomis. I believe just Luminos for a second. Flash X is still falling from Xenotech on this side, but now we do have those double breaking points. Not quite stacked yet, so Xenotech, oh my goodness, could try to get Mixi actually, because Mixi is getting quite low and he's getting Mercus Pursuit. Kraken is down, and that's what he is doing. Then there's a fountain coming in, and there is no chance for Catherine to surviving during that. But hard carrying gave the chance to Gibbs to stack there for a second, and now Mixi is stacked. He will just finish the Vein Crystal, and this is GG for House of Batiatas.
Very well played in that fight. I honestly didn't think they were going to be able to close it out for a second there. I lost faith in the breaking points.
So So those breaking points, like really just point those out because they dragged these fights so long because they always looked for long team fights and obviously 4 freaking fountains.
And that, yeah, 4 fountains, an Atlas Pauldron, or 2 Atlas Pauldrons rather, and then they were definitely very able to shut down Gangstar's Polaris from doing too much to them, and before their breaking points were stacked up. Great game though, great game. Of course, we talked about the builds throughout. Not too much to add there. Standard builds for Team Gangstar's Polaris, and then just the very off meta from House of Batiatus there, and it worked well for them.
It worked out in the end. They dominated, not really. It was quite equal all the time. It looked like you called it like 17, 18 minutes into the game. You said, I don't see which direction this might go. And the problem was in the end, they were just not killable.
Yeah, they couldn't get killed before the breaking points could get stacked. And then, of course, Kroll and Glaive both have an 8 lifesteal. Plus the fact we had a little lifesteal on Glaive. So they were able to keep themselves alive while taking that damage, while tanking that damage, and while getting their breaking points up. And then once their breaking points got up, they just suddenly rocketed up in health.
Okay, and we are probably going to wrap it up for today. Had been a very, very long cast. We had really wonderful matches. We had, let's just start with you. We had NKN, AES, Red, Wild Panthers, Red again. Then we had Fire Elements, Red again. A lot of Red today because of the loser bracket. And obviously Gangstars, we saw House of Batiatus, we saw Lucky 13, we saw Fusion, Horizon, Pink Unicorn Brigade, and we do have with Gangstars series our first finalist for tomorrow.
Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, and as I said in C and especially said that in C, guys, tomorrow is finals day. If you do have anything else planned, do not go and do not attempt to that. Whatever it is, if it is maybe the birthday of your grandma, bring your iPad.
Well, tomorrow's. I will say tomorrow is Father's Day in the United States.
Okay, if you are going to your father, bring your iPad around what is it,
6 o'clock Eastern.
6 o'clock Eastern. Bring your iPad, go on to twitch.tv/VaingloryLeague and watch the finals. You will get goosebumps because we are going to have, well, A games. And I can tell you, if you did not watch the ESL finals, teams, when they really know we can fly to Seoul, South Korea if we win this, they will bring their A+ game. And that is...
I am looking forward to see the Seoul Invitational, to tell you the truth. That is going to be amazing.
Even better.
I loved the ESL that we saw NA teams and EU teams getting together and playing against each other. And there were so many good games, strong performance from Collab, House of Batiatus, of course the Red teams, the NKN teams, Aegis.
Let's just go with it.
But all those teams, and I can't wait to see how that works in Seoul with teams from all over the world.
Right, and I mean, I had the pleasure to see Infamous, Team Koala, Team Fabulous, that are all 3 really, really good teams from C, which are not even not worse, but not like on the same page as Gangsters, Pink Unicorn Brigade, Fusion, whomever, Red, NKN, whomever. So that is going to be so cool to see them on the same server. And of course, like, I'm going to ask you your pick for tomorrow. We have Gangster Series, Pink Unicorn Brigade, Fusion, and House of Batiatus still in, and Gangster Series sitting in the best spot already in the finals. Who do you think is going to take the place, the seat for North America tomorrow?
All right, so I know our first match tonight is going to be losers bracket, Fusion versus House of Batiatus. I'm calling Fusion. And they're going to be matched up against Pink Unicorn Brigade, if I'm remembering correctly, if they win that. And I honestly think Fusion's going to take that and face Gangstar Series in the finals. I want to say Gangstar Series is going to take the finals. It'll be Fusion versus Gangstar Series, and Gangstar Series is going to take it. That's my call for tomorrow.
So you
Those are
mean
fighting
it's a really, really clean move for Gangster Series because they did not lose a
I
singular
don't.
match.
It's not that. I feel they're a very strong
Yeah,
team, and
obviously,
they
obviously, yeah.
they've shown themselves against a lot of these competitors. But Fusion's not to be discounted. I could be very wrong in the end, but I think it's going to be Fusion and Gangstars,
Yes.
and I think it's going to be a really close. But of course, I didn't want to cop out, do that cop out and be like, no, I don't know who's going to win. I had to pick one, and Gangstars I think is a little bit stronger, but I could be completely wrong, and I hope I am, and I can't wait to see it and just see what happens in that.
Okay, I don't want to call it because the last time I called it, NKN won in the ESL finals. But that's probably just because I'm chickening out. But I call Fusion House, but Fusion House of Batiatos Fusion, Unicorns against Fusion, Gangsters against Fusion. It's going to be good. It's going to be long. And I don't know. Honestly, I don't know who is going to take it home. But I think it's going to be between Fusion and Gangster Series. That's just my call.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's gonna be what we're seeing here.
Yeah, Wolf fans, anything to add on your side?
All I know is that these next upcoming matches are going to be so epic, and if you miss them, you're just going to probably cry yourself to sleep Sunday night because you've missed them.
Or
they're going to be. Yeah, and I was talking to Riverium in the chat, and he was saying he's so excited because the way that House of Batiatas played with that the whole team composition as a build, making it to where those two breaking points really were able to be shown off and show us what you can do when you coordinate an entire team like that. And I think we're only going to start seeing that sort of team awareness continue from now on. So it's going to be so epic from here on out.
I agree.
So,
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, that's basically it. Just one more time, guys. Show up tomorrow or you will cry yourself to sleep. That is what Wolfhand said, and I totally agree on that. We had
quote me on it.
Yeah, I quote you on that. We had a fabulous stream. We had wonderful matches to the whole semifinals, and are we going to host someone, because we do still have 367 vainglorious players in here, and might get someone the pleasure of.
Let's see what we got streaming. We got King Dingling, PHCW, God's ITV, Stormguard Soldier,
I
Nutella
don't know any of those, because for me it's sleeping time, way past sleeping time.
Let's do Stormguard Soldier. We haven't got to do him. Got to raid him before, and he's been really active as of lately, and so that's really awesome. So let's give him a nice surprise.
Okay, so guys, go ahead, go into this channel. Blueberries is hopefully in the background listening, and maybe you can tell him that as well, War fans, because I can switch chat, and just go ahead and go into that chat. Go VGL bomb. And guys, very, very much appreciated. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and very much thank you to Blueberries in the background. He can't hear you, and he can hear us in 15 seconds, obviously. And also to Wolf fans to micromanage everything in the background. And last but not least, we do have Exceptions as well joining us for the second time. Wonderful casting, my dear friend.
By the way, I remembered it was actually the third. You were right when you said that. Because we had the night with me and you, and then the other night when all four of us were together.
Yeah. Oh, right, in the background, right.
In the background.
But it's the third time on front page.
Yeah, second time on front page, third time joining it. I'm so glad to be here. I'm loving it with you guys. Thank you for having me.
For sure. Not going to be the last time. And yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks also from my side to all the community supporting us. Thanks for the subscription. Thanks for the donations. And yeah, be sure to tune in tomorrow, or you will cry yourself to tears. What was that?
Cry yourself to sleep.
There we go. You can cry yourself to tears as well. That works. But never mind. Let's see you tomorrow.
It's a little redundant at that point. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.